Good morning, guys. So continuing on with the Ohana build. I'm walking down here right now. It's been a few weeks since I was down here working on this. Did a little bit of traveling. Went to the mainland to visit family. But I'm back now. As you can see, platform is still here. Had some more water damage from the rain while I was gone. Basically bent up a bunch more of the pipes and stuff, so. But that's okay. This is not gonna last much longer because in this episode, or this video, I'm going to be getting the walls framed out for the first level. I say first level, this is only one story, but there will be a loft. So my focus in this video is going to be getting the 8-foot walls all the way around the outside of the platform put up. Another thing I'm going to be working on is getting all of this stuff closed out. So siding is going to go on here. I'm going to make the pieces that are going to go down below here for those closeouts on the front and back, and on the far side those are going to have lattice on them. This side over here is going to have cement board because this is going to eventually, I'm going to do like some stone or something on this side just to close it out and make it look like a solid foundation. So that's what's going to be happening in this video. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and let's get to work. All right, so I'm back up in the shop, and as you can see, I started prepping some of these 2x4s. This is going to be for the framework that the lattice is going to get screwed onto. So I'm just doing a quick coat of white paint. This is essentially going to be the exact same thing I did on our main house, which there were some videos a couple of years back now of doing lattice around the house. So it's going to be the same thing on the Ohana white framing with 2x4s, and then the lattice will get screwed onto that. As far as the face wall that's going to have the sheetrock or the cement board, I'm not going to bother painting that because it's not going to get seen anyway. So I'm going to start cutting this stuff up and getting it put together. All right, so I got this first small section made up, and then I was just cutting the cement board that's going to go on there. So basically it's just two halves that are going to go on. So I'm going to carry this down to the Ohana now so that I can install this section and install the cement board. All right, so that part is installed. Basically just closing out this section. And then down the road I will do some kind of tile stonework across this whole thing so it looks like a solid foundation all the way across. And then this little gap here will get kind of backfilled with, gravel. So that's done. I'm gonna go start working on the next section. All right, so getting this front one in. Basically all I'm doing is I'm just using the clamps to clamp up there, pull it up tight, and then just screwing it in to the pieces that are on there. So you can see this one is just about done. I just got to finish screwing it. But yeah, another section down. Walking out to feed the ladies. And as you might notice, Jerry is gone. So I sent Jerry off to another farm. He just attacked me one too many times. So he went off to another farm. Same couple we ended up giving our guineas to, but they have 25 acres, a lot of grassland. They do have turkeys. So hopefully Jerry will be happier there. But Jerry is gone, so oh well. And this one keeps jumping the fence. Man, chickens. All right, I'm back out again working on the Ohana. So I'm just continuing with the closeouts underneath here. As you can see, I got the first piece of siding up here. I got the closeout piece under this section. I'm still working on the one on the end over there. But then I'm going to start wrapping this thing in siding. And as you can see, it's showing up. I did a chalk line all the way around the structure, basically 2 3/4 down. And that's going to be my line for the siding. And once the walls go up and then the next piece of siding goes on, there will be a piece of Z flashing here, and then the siding will sit on top of that to tie in the base to the wall, just to make sure everything's locked in. So I'm going to continue on. Of course it's raining and I'm getting water puddling again. So I'm going to continue on doing siding and getting that last bottom section done. That's the section that's going to have the door in it. So I need to get that built and installed. All right, up in the shop, and I got this last section built. This is going to go on the far end, I guess the back end from where the carport will be. This is the tallest open section under the platform. And then there's I put the door on already with the lock. If I swing this open though, it's going to tip, but you get the idea. It swings open. This, of course, is all going to be covered with lattice. They didn't have the lattice at Home Depot on Hilo side, but tomorrow we're going to be going to Kona side, so we'll pick up the lattice when we're over there tomorrow and get that installed. And there it is installed. So now tomorrow I'll have the lattice and I'll get these totally finished up. I'm going to continue with putting the siding on now. All right, so I picked up the lattice this past weekend. It's Monday today. And you can see I got the lattice on here. Started working on the siding going around the front side. I have the lattice finished all the way around. If I can walk around here without falling. It's very steep. There you go, you see the backside with the door. So I'm going to continue with the siding all the way around, get that all buttoned up, and then the last bit of lattice on the backside. So that's all completely done. I'm going to get this siding wrapped up, and then I can start working on the walls. So the first wall I'm going to build is going to be the one on that side over there. So I have all the wood to build that wall now, and then I'll have to make another trip to get some more lumber to continue with the rest of the walls. And also, if you wanted more explanation about the lattice or how I did the lattice, I have a whole series of videos when I did the lattice on the main house. So if you go back and look at my history of my videos or my video list, you'll see that one. I think there's probably 2 or 3 videos when I was doing all that lattice. A lot more in depth. All right, I have all of the siding done all the way around, all the lattice done. So everything on the base now is complete, minus, the tile work that I'm planning to do on the end here, but that's going to be down the road. That's cosmetic. It's not anything that needs to be done right away. So next thing is going to be framing this wall and getting it erected, which means I'm probably going to have to pull at least part of this canopy down and then figure out how I'm going to readjust it. As this wall gets built, then the canopy is going to just transfer to the walls, and then I'll probably do some, like run these across just to keep, a little bit of a point. I don't know if I'll get to it in this video or not, but I may end up putting the roof beams in on this side. That'll help with the tarp, with directing the water down this way. We'll see how far I get, but so next thing is going to be getting this wall built. All right, well, yesterday I didn't start on the wall. Instead, I decided to paint. So the entire base is painted now on the siding, and I have the canopy pulled back, as you can see. I went to Home Depot and got another load of lumber. So now I'm going to get started on this front wall, and then side wall here, side wall there, up until the point where I'm going to have the 4x4, 4x12, 4x4. So basically this half. So that's what I'm going to get started on.
Tappy.
Go tap it in.
You want it on that red line, right?
Pretty close. I think this thing's actually sticking. This is in too far somehow, but yeah.
That's right on the line right there.
Yep.
There, you see the line.
Cool.
Easy peasy.
Oh, I'm tired already.
Do the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull this off.
Yeah.
It's holding me down right there.
Here, I'll climb down there and do that when you're ready.
All right, so it's the next day. As you can see, I got the tarp back on. But you saw in those previous segments, time lapse building that front wall. My friend George showed up, just happened to stop by and then gave me a hand. And then we got this second wall up over here. So everything is tied in now, secured, screwed in. Where I'm going to be continuing now is to do this wall back here. There's going to be a really large window at this end of the wall, this side, and then let me turn the camera around. On this end of the wall on both sides, so this is basically a 12-foot wall. I'll be doing the same thing here, will be a 12-foot wall. And then at the end of the walls, I have 4x4s that are going to go up, and then this 4x12 beam is going to go on top of that. So the top of the beam is going to end up being 10 feet. So this is an 8-foot wall. The top of the beam will be 10 feet. So then the slope of the roof is going to end up being pretty shallow. Probably like a 12-1 or 112 pitch, because that's going to be 8 feet. This will be 10 feet. Yeah. So I may actually end up going a little higher. I'm going to have to look at the math on that and figure out the pitch of the roof. I don't want it to be too great. I want it to be fairly flat, not flat, but I don't want it to be like a, 412 or 512, anything crazy like that. So I'm going to continue on with this next wall. All right, so I got this third wall up. And as you may have noticed in the time lapse, that's the trouble of working by yourself. Sometimes it's a little difficult. And I probably should have pulled this tarp back before I tried to put that wall up, but it just kept getting caught. So it's up now. There's obviously going to be a large window right here. So I still got to do all the cripples and everything for that. Headers. So I'm going to work on those. I'm going to pull this tarp back again at some point so that I can start working on getting these 4x4s in, and then getting that beam up in place. So yeah, should be fun. All right, so I have the tarp off, as you can see, and I have my brackets mounted here. There's a base bracket, and then there's a top bracket that is ties in the 4x12 to the 4x4. So, and then of course it's going to have framing attached to it all the way around as well to help lock it in. So I'm going to get ready to put these 4x4s in place, and then work on getting this beam lifted up. It might be kind of difficult by myself, so I may have to wait till someone can come help me. We'll see how it goes. All right, so that header beam is up. So this is the beam that my roof rafters, which will be 4x8s, are going to attach to. And 4x8 will be every 4 feet essentially, so there will be 5 of them across here. And then it will get tongue and groove on top of that, so that this will be the finished ceiling basically on the inside. I'm not sure when that's going to happen because that tongue and groove's really expensive. But anyway, this beam's up, so I'm going to try and get the tarp back over this because that's the last high thing that I need to do. And then I can focus on finishing out these windows. So you saw that photograph of my FJ loaded down with wood. That was the most I've put on that roof rack before, and I was pretty nervous. So 34 16-foot 2x6s. I got the 4x8s, 16 foot for the roof. I got the remaining 2x4s and 2x6s I need to finish out this framing this window. So what I'm gonna get started on now is framing out this wall here. So this whole half, basically from the 4x4, this is all gonna be 2x6 walls all the way around. The reason for that, one, for this one is gonna be my wet wall, so there's gonna be plumbing and stuff going through there, so I wanted it to be 2x6. But also because this is where it's gonna go up, and if you go higher than 12 feet, I think it is, you have to have 2x6 wall. A 2x4 wall can't go higher than 12 feet, I think it is. Might even be 10 feet. So 2x6 wall is going to go up, and basically it's going to become 8 feet, which is what the top of the loft, the floor of the loft is going to be 8 feet. So I'm going to make the wall so that when I put my 2x8s across there for the floor joist, that it will be exactly 8 feet. And then the rest will get filled in by 2x4 wall on top of the 2x6 wall. So I will have a little ledge, which will be on this side in between, and then the whole length of this side. And I'm gonna actually use that ledge as a spot to put like some lighting, like up lighting or something. I don't know, something cool. Maybe I'll just make a shelf out of it, I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna get started on this back wall here and get that going. All right, well, it's the next morning, and of course it's raining. I had a bunch of water pooling in here, so I'm just kind of trying to get all the water out. As you can see, this window's done. I have the header in, the bottom's framed out, and this wall is done over here. I didn't film this because my wife was actually out here helping me, and she doesn't like to be on camera. So this wall is done. This is a 2x6 wall. I still need to do a header over the window. This is basically going to be the kitchen window that will be over the sink, just like a 3x3. Yeah, and then where the C is, I think they call this a C channel, or I'm not sure what the term is. Basically, that's where the bathroom wall is going to be. You can kind of still see the, well, barely see the chalk line from where the wall is, and then the California corners, of course. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video, just because it's I guess, getting a little longer. So, and I need to have something to film for the next video, but I will just continue. Like I said, I'll just continue on with building. These videos might get a little more sporadic, just because we're trying to pay for all this, you know, with cash, and it's a lot of money. But it's an investment. So I mean, eventually we plan to use this Ohana for Airbnb, so it's worth it. And we're basically just trying to build it as quickly as we can, at the very least get it dried in, and then we can take our time on the interior a little more. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I will continue on, and I'll start another video for the next one. I have no idea how many parts this is gonna be, so I mean, I think this is the 4th video already, and we're just in framing. So but I'm gonna just film the whole process so you guys can see, and hopefully it's good enough to keep watching. So I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you as always for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and aloha.